Then I am blessed by living in the tropics. So it tends to be not so cool in the morning. And I afforded myself for $220 a personal ice bath. Why only $220 for an ice bath? Because I just bought a household freezer, a freezer chest, a top loader, a freezer box which opens from the top. Sealed it with silicone on all the cracks on all the sides, filled it with water, and then just plug it in. And then it gets properly cold. And then before I go in, I unplug it to be on the safe side. Don't want to get electrocuted as a yogi in my ice bath, so I unplug the electricity. And then I prefer it when it was plugged in overnight, and then there is a hopefully not too thick layer of ice on top of it. And then I enjoy so much with the heel to crush through the ice. And but before, I actually just some 10 days or so upgraded. Instead of going directly in, this is my only place in my house where I can easily do dips. What are dips? 1 year ago, I didn't even know what are dips because I wasn't really so much into fitness. But I learned that dips are when you prop yourself up on your arms like this, and then you go down. This is a dip. So I do that above the ice bath as many times as I can, and then immerse myself in the icy water. And a small life hack, if you're doing it the first time, it's much easier to stay alive, to enjoy, if you keep your feet and ankles and your hands and wrists outside of the ice cold water. Because most of the challenge actually comes from these extremities, from these limbs, because there's not much meat, flesh, fat around it, very exposed to the cold water. So the knuckles get freezing cold in no time, and it gets somewhat painful, challenging. So keep your feet and hands out, and then just breathe and relax. Soften the attitude as you immerse yourself in that little morning challenge. So you might not have that possibility yet, but whenever you go for an ice bath, in many fitness centers and sauna places, etc., you find nowadays ice baths. Ever since Iceman Wim Hof has been leading the tribe to go into the cold exposure, and Huberman and his friends have been convincing us of the health benefits, especially for men. It's pretty clear that the ice bath has benefits. Women, depending on their menstrual cycle and other rhythms, need to be maybe a bit more gentle and careful with it. Yet, the cold exposure is a time-proven tool. I grew up with sauna and ice bath in my home. Actually, we didn't have an ice bath, but in the winter, I was rolling in the snow after the sauna. So in this way, in many cultures, also Scandinavia, Russia, the Finnish sauna, and so on, it has been cultivated. So I do that first thing in the morning, and then I go, not always, but regularly, for a walk across the rice fields, reconnect to the sun, and warm up there, and either go for a walk, or sometimes I go for a run, a jog across the rice fields. So on the way, I stop in my favorite spots where the biggest trees are, and I do kind of some connecting to the life force of these gigantic tropical trees. And maybe I do some stretching, some twisting, rotating, and some other exercises like this. I do maybe some breathing techniques, some yogic pranayama. I do some nauli kriya and some other advanced techniques, churning of the abdominal muscles and waking up my endocrine system. And depending if I'm not jogging but walking, then I at least do some little jumping down at the jungle, valley, river, canyon, a bit like jump rope, which I don't carry with me around, but I pretend I do some jump rope and activate, energize, wake up the system in nature. So not everybody lives in the tropics, and that's fine. But especially if you live also in colder climates, you definitely can also go out and move there. without sweating. You're just moving to keep yourself warm. As it is a German proverb, there is no bad weather. There are just wrong and inappropriate clothes. So wear the appropriate gear and get out there. The fresh air, the life force of nature, the clarity of the morning, even if it's a foggy day, cloudy, just get out there. It makes the whole difference that we get out of our boxes that we live in and also get out of our narrow minded thinking and open ourselves to the beauty of nature. So, this is one of my best recommendations. Then, after my morning walk, I return home and then I do some yoga asana and some calisthenic body weight strength work. So, I combine sometimes in my sun salutations. I do, for example, some extra push ups and then I hold, for example, the handstand a bit longer. I cannot do the handstand standing freely in the middle of the room. I'm not such a perfect Instagram yogini who can just balance like in Cirque du Soleil. So I do my handstand against the wall, trying to use the wall as little as possible. But then I try to strengthen my shoulders with that and so on. And I do some pull ups also, pull up bar, and some dead hangs, just hanging on the bar, some other body weight exercises like this to maintain muscular strength, which is super important, especially if we are in our 40s and upwards. That's super important for longevity to have sufficient muscle mass. So, this strength training, resistance training is a fundamental aspect to add to our yogic stretching routine to also have some bulk of muscles. Because in old age, we inevitably will have the reduction of muscle mass. I always forget the exact term. It's sarcopenia, something, is the muscle loss in old age. So we need to counterbalance that by eating sufficient amount of protein, not excessive, but sufficient, and also doing some strength and resistance training. So I incorporated that over the last years into my daily routine. And then it's already getting so hot that I'm actually ready for the next ice bath because it's in the tropics. So things warm up quite quickly. I get a bit sweaty and I take another dip in my ice bath, and then I'm ready to jump in the swimming pool and do some cardio. I use that. I don't really like jogging so much. That's why I usually rather go for a walk. But in the pool, I don't go for a walk, but I go for cardio. I swim the butterfly, with both arms out and to the side. So that's a strong, challenging. You can also do the freestyle or whatever strong type of swimming you enjoy, and push yourself a bit and go a bit stronger in a peaceful way, not rushing, but still in the pool you cannot really injure yourself. It's very good for the joints, actually better than jogging, which can be strenuous on the knees. In the pool you can go wild and the joints will be safe and you rarely would injure yourself swimming. So it's okay to let out some of that energy and build cardiovascular momentum. So I don't count laps. I'm not so much the competitive counting person, but probably I do something like 15 to 25 laps in the small pool. So that's then enough for me. And around 1.5 to 2.5 hours have passed, depending on how long I do my yoga practice, how long I do the final relaxation, shavasana, meditation, depending on the day. And then I'm ready for a shower and ready to start my day. And I will tell you more secrets about other things which happen throughout the day in another episode of this podcast because time is ticking already. Many of you have to go. Thank you for staying all the way to the end of this Yoga in Daily Life podcast. So I cut it abruptly on purpose, have a little cliffhanger that we will continue this exploration, both of the virtues and ethics, yama and niyama, but also of my personal yogic life hacks in future episodes of the Spirit of Yoga podcast. And I'm looking forward to explore more wisdom in motion together. And I encourage you to not only watch these talks, but also do the practice in the asana and meditation sessions which we are sharing on our YouTube channel. Please sign up to our calendar below. Just put your email address and you will receive regular reminders about these practices. So you can practice yoga on the mat and yoga in daily life. And I'm very much looking forward to taking this yogic journey to the next level together. That's it for now. Sending blessings and big hugs from wonderful Bali straight into your heart. Keep on shining and see you soon. Namaste.